What is going on this beautiful evening? I'm Jacquis.
And I'm Matt.
Welcome to the Nightly, everybody from Hatch. This is a slumber party for pop culture lovers. We got my brother from the UK on the line. How you doing, Matt?
Very well, thank you, mate. Always a pleasure to be here. I'm very, very ready to wind down tonight.
Me too.
I played five-a-side football once a week, and that was today, and I am flat out, so I am ready to go.
I get you. I lifted a weight today, so I'm ready to sleep for 15 hours.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But you know, it's not just us, Matt.
No.
It's not just me and you and the pillow fort today. We have one of my favorite people. He's a very funny guy. He is a special guest. He's a podcaster. He's a cultural critic. And also, I got to talk to him about an appearance he had on the floor a couple seasons ago. But please, everybody, say what's up. Say hello. Welcome to the pillow fort. Ira Madison III. What is up, Ira? How are you, buddy?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
The floor, last time I saw you, we were talking about reality TV.
We were. Yes. And now you kind of entered into a little bit of the reality TV world. I have to talk to you about this. You were a contestant on the floor.
I was.
I watched the floor. I'm a game show person. Anybody knows that.
People watch it.
Yeah.
I'm always shocked by the random people who stop me, and I'm always like, what are they stopping me for? Is it like my work or anything? It's just, I saw you on the floor.
Yeah. And you lost. And I was so upset. I was so upset.
I did. I was upset. I think you can see in my episode that I was scammed, bamboozled by an ally on the show. I guess it prepared me, if I do any other show, to trust no one. But you know what? It was still pretty fun. So
that's awesome. For anybody who doesn't know, The Floor is a show where it's basically two people standing at a podium and they put a bunch of random pictures up and you're supposed to like call and respond. Every person has their expert category. And so, like, if you have your expert category, you're supposed to, like, dominate that. And eventually the last person standing wins a big prize. And your expert category, if I'm not mistaken, was Beyonce.
No, it was Real Housewives.
Real Housewives, that's right. Real Housewives.
Beyonce was next to me, and I kept hoping I was going to get her to challenge. I had a whole...
You had a plan.
I had a whole, plan. Because the whole thing is you're on this platform with 99 other people. There were 100 contestants, and the randomizer picks people, at random. And I was like, if I get picked, I'm going after Beyonce. I would win that one, and then I was going to, dominate my section of the floor. But the person who got me had been pretending the whole time that they didn't know anything about Bravo. And it turns out they knew Bravo, they knew me.
They knew a lot. They knew a lot. They got you. They hustled you.
So how close did you get, Ira? Did you say that's you got down to the last two?
No, because it's so random. I only played one duel. Some people play mini, some people play and then to go back to the floor, etc. I only played one duel and was out, but I lasted halfway through the season.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah, 6 episodes. So there's reactions from me in other episodes responding to other duels. I do get some talking heads and some jokes out. But honestly, best experience. We shot it on my birthday, and it shoots in Ireland. So I was in Dublin for a week shooting this show, and it was fantastic.
That's great.
No way.
Yes. But Ira, one thing we always like to ask everyone that comes onto the show, since this is a podcast and a conversation in the pillow fort where we're about to knock out and go to sleep, what's your relationship with sleep? Do you have routines? Do you have tips that you can give people that they can get themselves a nice night of beauty rest and sleep?
I truly find that the evenings that are best for me with regard to sleep are the days where I get up early. I'm a writer, so I am fond of getting up in the afternoon. I am fond of copious naps But I find that the days when I get up and I start my either writing routine or errands or hit the gym or something, like just sort of wear myself out early, by the end of the day, I am restful.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I also like take naps during the day too. So my relationship with sleep is I love it.
Anytime you can get it, you're gonna get it.
Nighttime, daytime, anytime. I love some sleep.
Afternoon naps, I find, are so unappreciated now, and they're so looked down on.
Aren't they?
Oh, dude, it's such a great thing.
It's the best thing, I think, to come from being able to work from home. It's the best thing that comes from, I think, being a creative who makes your own schedule. It's you get a lot of work done early in the morning, and then it's take a little post-lunch nap, so you're not resting for 4 hours here, but just a light fall asleep for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Do you find that helps your writing as well in the afternoon? If you have a little sort of 20 minutes, I always find when I wake up, I'm a little bit more cognizant. Yeah.
It does. You start to feel it when you're drifting off, when you're feeling sort of unenergized. And I think if you're in a creative field where you have the ability to take a nap and sort of recharge yourself, that's a lot better than guzzling coffee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Because then you won't be able to fall asleep later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
But like the nap is very, very helpful for me, especially. One of my guilty pleasures, I've never talked about this. So I grew up in Chicago and I'm a baseball fan. And if anybody knows about a baseball team, the Chicago Cubs, one thing they are very popular for and have been throughout their history is, unlike most baseball teams, they play a lot of daytime games. And most teams play under the lights, but like the Cubs were like the last team to get lights in their stadium. So they play a lot of 120 games, which means midday, afternoon. And one of my favorite things to do is to start a Cubs game, watch it, about the fourth inning, lay on the couch, take a little siesta with the sounds of the baseball game and everything in the background, wake up about the seventh inning, and you got the end of the game, the most exciting part of the game to watch. It is truly like the most energizing thing for me, and it's one of my favorite things to do. I love it.
I'm so glad you said that, because I do exactly the same on a Sunday afternoon. There's normally sort of 3 football games in a row. And that's the best, just to doze in and out of football all day.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Ira, do you have any daytime stuff?
I fall asleep during movies. I'm the kind of person where if I'm having a lazy Saturday or Sunday, right, I will usually watch something on Criterion or something, right? So it's like a foreign film. Reading subtitles, that could make you tired unless you're up early. I love a morning movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the
nice.
best time to read. That's the best time to read books. It's the best time to read subtitles.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but if I'm watching something later in the afternoon, right, I fall asleep often, and then I wake back up, and then I'm rewinding the movie to get back to where I was.
To get to the parts.
Yeah, I'm becoming my grandmother.
I love
I
that.
guess.
I love that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Listen, we all become our grandmothers, which is a perfect segue, because something that my grandma got me into, something I'm sure your grandma probably got you into, Ira, is a good soap opera. I am a General Hospital watcher. I've not missed an episode in probably 15 years.
Okay.
And so I know you are also a lover of soaps. So what are your relationships to soaps?
I'm a Days of Our Lives watcher.
Your Days watcher.
Days of Our Lives watcher. Yeah, I've watched it consistently since high school. So,
Wow.
so that's been a very long time. And it's so weird. I'm friends with people who are on the show now or have been on the show just by the nature of meeting them in the industry.
I love that.
And it's I watch you every day.
Every day, yeah.
It's so weird. It's weird. It's weirder than watching being friends with someone who's on a sitcom you like or a movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like you are truly in my home every day.
Yeah, it's part of the family, aren't they? At that point, is
Yeah.
it literally 7 days a week as well? Days of Our Lives,
5 days.
5 days. Wow.
Monday through
Yeah.
Friday, give or take a few holidays or, things like that.
Yeah. So my grandmother was a big CBS person. So I grew up with Young and the Restless,
Bold and the Beautiful.
Bold and the Beautiful, As the World Turns, Guiding Light, all of
The
those
classics.
the classics, and I got into Days of Our Lives in like high school, middle school because of Passions. If you remember Passions on NBC, with the talking doll, the witches, the supernatural, that aired right after Days of Our Lives, right? And I was watching it in the summer, and I just remember when I had to go back to school, I started recording Passions on VHS, and taking it way back. And the first part of each episode would always sort of get the last couple minutes of Days of Our Lives. And I just remember something crazy was happening. Somebody came back from the dead,
Yep.
and arrived at this party. And I was like, well, I got to see what happens next. So that is how I started watching Days of Our Lives.
That's how it gets you.
I'm sorry to be ignorant with this. I feel like I'm going to be saying this a lot this evening.
No, you're fine.
But what's the general gist of Days of Our Lives? Like, what's the kind of setting with that?
Days of Our Lives is set in the Midwest, sort of like around Chicago. And it's just about the families who live in this small town of Salem. And it started out with Tom and Alice Horton in like 1965. And Tom Horton was the chief of staff at the hospital. And so it was about just his family's life and their neighbors' lives and like the goings on at the hospital. And then, soap operas got a bit more the 70s was like sort of like sexy and like psychological stories in soap operas. There was a lot of they were just a bit more like salacious and darker, sort of like the movies and like theater and film around that period. And then the 80s was a bit more romantic, swashbuckling. There were a lot of adventures. There were a lot of trips to locations where they would film in actually like different countries, because soap operas had these bigger budgets in the 80s. And that is when they introduced this character Stefano DiMera onto Days of Our Lives, who is this super villain who has died and come back to life many times. The actor Joseph Mascalo sadly passed away maybe around 2012, so the character has not come back, except he has come back a few times, and maybe he's still alive around the world. They sort of hint at that all the time so that he never dies. But he became a person who was brainwashing people, kidnapping people, holding them captive on islands. And then the show became a little bit more sci-fi. And then in the 90s, one of the characters, Dr. Marlena Evans, was possessed by the devil. And so
that sounds so wild to me as a soap opera, because
it's so wild.
Over here, it's like, it really is like cobbled streets. The big storyline of the week is, the local bistro didn't get stock this week and they're struggling, and it's all so normal.
Oh, okay, now I've spent a lot of time in the UK. And so I know that is not all the way true. Hollyoaks.
Okay, Hollyoaks is slightly different, yeah.
That show is the bistro isn't running out of things. The bistro is being blown up every other month. There are plane crashes.
Well, that's it. If you want my advice, if you're ever going to visit a British soap set, don't go at Christmas, because there will be a disaster. But it only tends to happen in December.
I follow Hollyoaks on Instagram just to see the reels of like updated stories from the characters that I used to watch and everything. And it is more so than any American soap, where people, get in and out of relationships, etc. It was like some of the people on that show are just I'm like, who have you been with? They've been with everyone in the entire town
Yeah.
at this point, and it's
Hollyoaks is a very, very incestuous kind of.
It's very incestuous. It's kind of like General Hospital. Everybody
Yeah.
slept with everybody. Sonny Corinthos, who is
right.
like the main character of GH now, has so many kids. He's a mob boss, which is what I love about GH. It used to be about a hospital. Now the main storyline is the mob. And he's the godfather. And he's right now flirting heavily with the district attorney, which will be his third district attorney he's turned out. and it's just beautiful. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
What sort of time is that on, the General Hospital one? Because I know that Hollyoaks, they I don't know if they still do it, but they toyed with at one point having like Hollyoaks After Dark so they could have more swearing.
I do remember Hollyoaks After Dark. Yes, it was a brief series that they did, and then that was
Yeah.
there were like musical performances on it too. I think that's actually where I discovered the Saturdays.
Oh, really? I didn't realize they did music on it.
Yeah, they ran into the Saturdays, I believe, when they were trying to get to a concert.
Of course.
So this is a cameo appearance.
Got you. Most of the time they're on daytime.
Oh, they're at daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually, because your grandmas are watching them, so you watch The Price is Right, then the soaps come on, and then by that time you're back home from school, and then like the prime time stuff.
They're called soap operas because they were initially conceived as a way to like sell soap and other products to housewives, because they were at home watching television, and it was like, how do we conceive a show where they can pay attention while doing chores and everything else, and then also how can you sort of being 5 days a week and like the pace of it, it's like, how can you let them still follow along with it if they're not completely paying attention. It was the original Netflix.
So it's born out of product placement then. It was like a wow.
Kind of, or advertisement for sure, too, because commercials.
Yeah, it's sort of like now when you watch a Netflix show or something, and they're very much trying to gear it towards people who are maybe on their phone or like not paying attention. It's like that's what soap operas originally were.
It's a lot of everybody is their first and last name all the time.
Yes,
because you have to know who they are.
Sonny Corinthos, what are you doing here? And it'll be said by
his son,
their son.
It's great. It's so silly. It's so dumb. I love it so much. Well, one of the things, Ira, that I love about soaps, and like Matt, I know you're a storyteller as well, so you love this, is the ongoing nature of soaps. Like that's why I love them, because like unlike seasons of television, like a soap opera is breathing like the whole time. So whatever happened in 1965 is still true in 2015. It's like, like real life in that way. But there's been some crazy moments in soap operas. And so how about me and you like go through like some of the craziest, most unhinged soap opera plots that we know of? Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you got some good ones in you, so I will let you take the floor.
So Days of Our Lives has Dr. Wilhelm Rolf.
Yeah.
He's currently running around town right now and bringing Lexi Carver back to life. She died of cancer 15 years ago, but they found this drug that sort of brings people back to life. But there's always something where a doctor is secretly taken the embryo and put it into something else, like on Passions, where Teresa was in love with Ethan, who was having a baby with Gwen, but they were using a surrogate. And so Teresa knocked out the surrogate and had the embryos implanted into her. But she had also slept with Ethan once. And so one of the babies was hers with Ethan's, and one of the babies was Gwen's with Ethan's.
Classic soap opera.
This must be so difficult to follow.
It's once you are in it, it's really not. Because once you're in it too, you start to see these storylines coming as well, which is fun. So
Passions was camp, by the way. So when she gave birth,
yeah,
I don't know if you remember this. When she gave birth, they were like "Breathe in, breathe out," which is the theme song for Passions, and then they all burst into singing the theme song.
Oh, amazing.
Beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful. I don't remember that, but that's great.
Well, that's going to take some beating as a storyline. I'm excited to see where you're going with this, Jacquis.
It probably that's a good one. That's a very good one. I'll give you one. So in General Hospital, there's a character called Jason Morgan, and Jason Morgan is basically the right hand man to Sonny Corinthos. But Jason Morgan is also a Quartermain, which is the main family in General Hospital's lore. Port Charles is the town, which is in New York. And he got in a car crash and he lost his memory. And he went from, I'm about to be, a preppy doctor to I'm a mob boss's assassin. And the actor who plays Jason Morgan, his name is Steve Burton. I think he left and went to Days, if I'm not mistaken.
He did come to Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, he did. He went to Days of Our Lives, yes.
And thankfully he left because his character was horrible.
His character was bad. So during that time he was on Days, Jason Morgan, which was a pretty big character in GH, his character was no longer there, but they really needed his character back. So they got another actor to play Jason Morgan. His name was Billy Miller. And he came back, but obviously he looks different. So the story was he was held captive or frozen or something, and then he escaped and he got in a really bad accident. His face smashed against the ground and he had to get reconstructive surgery, but he didn't remember who he was. But this is Jason Morgan. He eventually remembered who he was. And what happened was the actor Steve Burton left Days of Our Lives and came back to GH, and it was like, well, we got the real Jason Morgan now. And so they was like, okay, this is the real Jason Morgan. This dude is Jason Morgan's long-lost twin that he never knew about. And the reason he had all of Jason's memories is because we memory mapped Jason's memories onto his brain.
Of course.
So we could use him. To know secrets and things. And then they basically are long-lost twin brothers, even though Jason is 5 inches taller. They're long-lost twin brothers. And one twin has all the memories of the other twin, but they've never known each other. And they both are still in Port Charles, and now one is evil, and Jason Morgan is still the lovable assassin who everybody still respects and loves.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of them did have to be evil, didn't they?
One of them had to be evil eventually.
Yeah.
You couldn't have both of them just getting on with it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love and evil twins.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Days of Our Lives always takes the cake because there was a serial killer who killed everyone in town. And then it turns out that they were not actually murdered. They were taken to a secret island called the Last One, which is New Salem, written backwards. And they were all being held captive on an island with a replica of the town.
Beautiful.
Okay.
This is beautiful.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been delightful. Every time I can talk soap operas, a joy lights inside of me that takes me right to the end of the day, ready for a nice night of sleep. But before we do that, Ira, first of all, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, this has been a beautiful night. Is there anything our listeners should be checking out that you've been working on, you want them to know? Also, is there someone, something, anything at all that you would love to give a special good night to?
Yes. I think everyone should just, if they love hearing me talk about soap operas with you, I would talk about them and more, especially Passions in my book that's out, Pure Innocent Fun.
Yes.
It's an essay collection. And I would love to say goodnight to my grandmother who got me into soap operas in the first place.
Beautiful. I love that. Absolutely love that. Well, good night, Grandma. I think it's time for me to dream about another day of my life. So, Matt, I'll also say good night, buddy. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, this has been a pleasure. Good night. And yeah, great to meet you, Ira. I could have listened to stories from soap operas all night, to be honest.